The following comparison is not paid for by either company. This is all personal experience, firsthand, with both equipment. Hondata offers two Flash Pros for the Civic Si covering the years from 2017 to 2020. There's a race version and a carb legal version. The race version sells for $695 on their website, whereas the carb legal version sells for $495 on their website. I initially purchased the carb unit from Hondata, and at that time, there was no price difference like there is today. The carb unit is extremely restrictive and, in my opinion, not really worth the money because there's not much that you can do with it. On the Hondata race unit, you can get the carb legal tunes on that unit, so you don't need the carb legal Flash Pro. The first unit that I'll discuss is the Ktuner version 1.2. It comes in at the price of $449. This is a greatly priced unit. There's no way to argue that. The second unit, the Ktuner Flash version 2, coming in at an incredible price of $649, which also comes in with a 5-inch touchscreen display. Again, $649. That's an incredible price. Another thing is the Ktuner version 1.2 is the same style of flash unit as the Hondata race unit, but comes in at a price $246 cheaper. The Ktuner version 2.0, which comes with a 5-inch touchscreen, and it's still $46 less than the Hondata race unit. So when you compare the two, Hondata versus Ktuner as far as pricing, Ktuner clearly takes the win. Here we have the Ktuner version 1.2 and the Hondata Flash Pro. As you can see, they're both very simple squares. Both of them plug into your OBD2 diagnostic port, but there is one difference between the two units. The Hondata Flash Pro has buttons that will allow you to reflash your car with one of two tunes you could store in the unit, and also allow you to data log at will when you want, whereas the Ktuner doesn't. Now we're going to take a look at the Ktuner version 2 flasher. It comes with two sets of cables, one that plugs into your laptop or your computer, the other one that plugs into your OBD2 port. Now you have the 5-inch touchscreen display. This thing stores up to like 5 different flashes. You could do data logging, pretty much anything and everything that you would need your computer to do, you could do on the touchscreen itself right here on this unit. So when it comes to the equipment, who wins? Well, in my opinion, the problem that I have with the version 1.2 from Ktuner is the flash unit itself plugs directly into the OBD2 port, where you can accidentally kick it with your foot. You could also damage the cable very easily by kicking it again. The Hondata Flash Pro has an extension cable that you can plug into the OBD2 port where you don't have to worry about that. And also it allows you to flash two tunes and manually start and stop your data logs. But the ultimate winner is going to be the Ktuner version 2.0, obviously because it has a touchscreen, multiple displays, can store up to 5 tunes that you can reflash at any time, and it also does have an extension cable that plugs into the OBD2 port where you don't have to worry about damaging the unit. Here we have the Hondata website. You hit the little hamburger stacking categories. You go over to software, click on software, and then boom, instantly taken to all the downloads that you need for your driver. For your Flash Pro, K Pro Manager, everything that you need downloaded right there on the single page. Easy. Even the Hondata mobiles for iOS and Android. Easy. Now here's the Ktuner website. Not so easy. I typed in download in the search. Then it brings me up this page. All right. Now, here's a Windows logo, which doesn't really make any sense why you would want a Windows logo on your Ktuner website. But anyways, there's some instructions, there's some more instructions, there's some more read this, read that, but nothing to download. So, okay, let's go down over here to the bottom where it has the cars listed, right? So let's go ahead and select the car that I'm trying to find the download for, the Civic Si. Click on that. Now, I get information for the Civic Si and their, Ktuner units. But again, where's the downloadables? Where's all the software? Where's the hardware downloads? Like, where's everything at? Getting detailed information as far as what the product is, but still, no downloads. Now, remember I brought up that Windows logo in the first search? This is where it gets odd, because that Windows logo was actually part of the software download. We're going to switch, go to downloads after we click downloads, and oh look, there's that Windows logo again. And right below the Windows logo, it's not download to download Windows logos. You got to click that download to download the software and the firmware for your system. And then this is odd stuff. Due to many issues with Windows Vista, we do not support the operating system. So what? Here's the issue that I have with the Ktuner website and with its downloadable. My laptop this summer is going to be 3 years old. So technically it's about 2 3/4 of a year old. And never have I had any issues. When I went to go download the software from Ktuner's website, I had to update my Windows operating system to the most current version that it had. And I was like, okay. And once I did that and I was able to download and register and all that other stuff that you're supposed to do for the Ktuner to operate, I was still not able to use the equipment easily. The first time I tried to use it, I flashed the car incorrectly, and then I read what I did wrong and I corrected it, and then I flashed the car and then it ran fine. So once I finally went in and designed a custom tuning map to go ahead and install into the car, I had nothing but problems. I tried to flash it 3 times in a row, back to back to back. Flashed it, started it, tried to drive it. It was in limp mode. Brought it back, parked it, reflashed it, started it, tried to drive it in limp mode. This happened 3 times in a row. At this point in time, I became, concerned with the reliability of my car. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and reflash this back to stock and get my car driving, and I'll try and figure out what went wrong later. So it took another at least 3 or 4 attempts to reflash the car back to stock. And then, once the car was reflashed back to stock, it took 5 attempts to unlock the unit from my car. With my complete ownership of the Hondata Flash Pro, it didn't matter what Windows operating system it was on, how old it was. I never had any issues whatsoever with the use of the Hondata Flash Pro on my laptop. Never once did I have to contact them and say, hey, the equipment ain't working right. Something's not right. Never once. So, as far as like the websites, you can see Hondata gives you everything in one shot. Ktuner, you got to jump around. And like even with the app, like you have to hunt down the app in like little linked words in sentences or in, clusters of information. So Ktuner, they kind of took a L when it comes to the website. Well, they didn't kind of. They did take a L. Especially with that Windows logo. The day of the free Hondata app is gone. They have the full race version, which is $14.99, and then they have a partial version, which is $5.99. Now, it does have a lot of cool features. It's still a little bit buggy from what I've seen, but I will put a link in the description below to the app. It works both on Android and iOS. It's very nice. Now remember earlier when I said there was difficulties maneuvering through and finding things in the Ktuner website? Here we are on the download page for Ktuner. So you would expect if you're trying to get to their app, they would put a link to the app on a download page, right? And here we have, stuff for the help, the Windows manual driver installation, links for that. Here we have the button with the Windows logo, which is like misleading for the Ktuner software and firmware. But nowhere listed is there anything for the TunerView app. We scroll through the bottom, find all the cars, and nothing. There's no link to easily get you to the app. So let's go to products. Now here we are on the Ktuner Flash version 2. Now remember what I said, you have to pay attention and find the hidden link in the wording of the descriptions. That's where we find it here. If you look down over here and we look at the Bluetooth information, we're going to find the link to the TunerView. And there it is on Google Play. So being that it's on Google Play, it's not on iOS. Now, understandably, the Honda head units are Android-based systems, but people that have iPhones would like to download the app to their iPhone as well. And why it's not available on the iPhone system or the iOS system, I don't know. It's kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And also, it still costs money for this app. As you can see, the Ktuner is still having issues with their app as well. Like I said, Hondata is a little bit buggy as well. So I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. But this is what really struck me. I don't know who this hrtuning.com is, if it's an outside resource for Ktuner, but their responses on a lot of these comments were not very nice, and they're pretty harsh. And from my experience when I was dealing with support through email with Ktuner, it kind of felt the same way. I was just like, wow, dude, maybe someone at Ktuner can address this, find some way to update this, or, at least contact whoever this person is to, tell them, hey, this shouldn't be said like this. Initially, my plan at this point was to take screenshots from the Hondata software and then also take screenshots from the Ktuner software and post them up here side by side so you could see the visual differences between the two units. Now, the thing is, Ktuner has a proprietary setup for their system. If you do not have a Ktuner unit and it's not locked to your car, you cannot access any of their tunes, you cannot access any of their screens, nothing really, basically. And that's how they wanted it to be. So, being that they were wanting to keep things so secret, I just decided, you know what, to avoid problems with them, I'll just go ahead and leave the screenshots out. And they have videos. I'll put links for their YouTube channels so you could see what their videos look like. You could see what the screenshots look like from their own websites. So that way they can't say, oh, well, you posted up stuff that you shouldn't have posted up and we want you to take it down. They posted up videos of what their screens look like, how to use them, things like that. And like I said, I'll put links to those videos in the description below, so that way you can see for yourself. Me personally, I like the way the Hondata screens look better. Their appearance is much more cleaner, whereas Ktuner kind of looks like somebody just rushed an Excel sheet and just put it together, and that was it. As far as like some of the features, they're pretty much almost identical as like what you could do, things that you could add. But yeah, if you want to get a good idea of what looks better, go to their YouTube channels that on the links below, and you'll see the differences, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, the Hondata Flash Pro unit already comes with a cable connected to the box. So as you can see here in this picture, this cable runs down to the OBD2 diagnostic port, which allows you to keep the unit itself safely out of the way from any kind of harm of being stepped on, kicked, or damaged. Now, if you mount it underneath, that's up to you. But usually you want to mount it someplace where you can get to it easily. A lot of people typically put it in the center console. Now, as you can see here, this is my Ktuner version 1.2 that I own. As you can see, the unit itself plugs directly into the OBD2 port. Now, if you look at the cable at the very end, you have this small fitting that plugs into it. Those are usually what you see on Android style phones. Now, I wear a size 13 shoe. I can easily kick and break all of that in one shot just climbing out of the car or in. So to avoid that, I went ahead and I made a purchase online to get this extension cable that you see here, so that way the Ktuner unit would be safely out of the way.